Oh, that's me. Sound is a live check going.
I think we are live now. Hey everyone, it's Foxx from Model Making Guru. Hello, welcome to this live Treehouse, open to all. We did the last one was the Patreon one, so this one by turns is the live one for everybody. Hello, welcome. 15th of April, Saturday. It's persisting down outside, so welcome to almost summer. It's bank holiday, so of course it's pissing down. Yeah, that's about right. So let's crack on. With me as always, we have I was going to think of a long word then and make everybody impressed at my long words, but it didn't work. I'll just go through the guests. As always with me, we have, going from left to right, Mr. Ant from Bashing Kits. How are you, sir? How the devil are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Hey, we'll be talking about your little tiny things in a bit, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I hope you're able to get your little tiny things out on camera.
I'll do my best. I'll hold it up real close and you can have a good look at it.
Yeah, get a real eyeful of it.
Yeah, I've heard those shut-up lines before.
Yeah, he used to be a policeman, Ted, Friday night in around Cumbria way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just involves more bags of chips.
More bags of chips and everything else. And
So obviously needs no introduction is PC officer Captain Ted. Skipper Ted from Skipper Scale Models, or Skipper Ted on the YouTubes. How are you doing, Ted? I think we should keep that on. You need to keep that on all night.
I'll keep it on all night. What we used to do with the kids, we used to go.
You had to do that as I was taking a swig of coffee. How the devil are?
Yeah, I'm looking after everybody tonight, so behave yourselves.
Yes, for those wondering, yes, it is real.
Yeah, it hasn't got a blue light on the top.
No, I didn't know they let you keep them, or did they not know you had it?
It's been decommissioned.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody. It wouldn't fit anybody else. What do you want to wear somebody else's hat?
I don't know. Not cheap, I wouldn't imagine.
Custodian helmet, they call. The official term is a custodian helmet.
Somewhere to keep your snacks.
Yeah, and when the shit really hit the fan, used to put these on. So you go like that. Remember the Toxers riots and they all had them on? Yeah.
Oh man, anybody in a mining family is now getting twitchy. Yeah. And next, but by no means least, that doesn't really work, that's not the phrase. Never mind, moving on. Next along in the list is my very good friend TK from TK's Models, home of impossibly nightmarish kits to build.
Hey.
As we like. How you doing, TK?
I'm good. Just trying to get the old SR-71 together. So.
That's very interesting, but nobody actually cares. All they want to know is how are the shrimp.
They're shrimping along.
Yeah, you've had some casualties. I have to tell the public this. You've had some casualties.
Yeah, at least 2 of them died. They've been given a proper burial.
Toilet.
Yeah. So.
Oh, poor little shrimpies.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I don't know how long they live, actually.
Hundreds of years, apparently.
Yeah.
I read it on a thing, so it must be true.
Yeah, probably.
There's probably a page on the internet that says that, so it must be true. It's definitely true.
Yeah.
And then right over in the right-hand corner, on my screen at least, but again, by no means least, it doesn't work now, I've said it once already. Will from Models by Will. Will, how you doing, my little upside-down friend?
Morning, everyone. How's it going? Sun shining.
Yes, we're glad to hear that you've missed all the biblical floods and catastrophes going on in New Zealand at the moment.
Yeah, we didn't blow away or float away or anything. Bit of rain around, but not the worst storm in decades like they were predicting. So it's good that they sort of said that, so people were prepared in case of the worst. But.
Yeah, I must admit, I was watching the news and it was saying the whole country is destroyed apart from Auckland. That's fine. And I was like, that's all right, I can stop worrying about it now.
Everyone hates Auckland anyway, so
is that because you miss out on all the bad weather?
That's because everyone just fucking hates Auckland. So.
Is somebody having a shower? Oh, it's Ted spraying. I wonder what it was.
I thought I turned it off, but it just kicked back in. It'll go for a second.
That's all right. So anyway, yes, here we are on a live stream, a Treehouse live stream. As always, big close-up of somebody's hand there. As always, we've planned nothing, no plans whatsoever. I've just realised I've not opened the chat, so I'm going to try and get into the chat for you now. Let's have a look and see who we have in the room. See if I can get this chat to work. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Somebody carry me for a minute while I... Oh, Aaron, wow. Hey, Phil. Phil Davis is in. Let's have a look. Anybody else? Nobody else yet, but it's still early days.
Yep.
Now, we did post this very last minute notice. We were debating whether to do a hangout tonight. We were going to, and then we kind of thought, well, it's a bit last minute because nobody will get the thing saying it's on. And then we thought, you know what, screw it, we'll just do it anyway. It's a bank holiday weekend. So if we get like 5 viewers tonight, that's fine because we know everybody's probably in the pub and a little bit wobbly.
Well, people are catching up later anyway, so...
Yeah, so people will watch it not live. It just means we're kind of screwed for getting questions from the audience, unless Phil can ask us like 15 different questions, which is fine. And probably required.
There's a few. There's Mark, Lechen, Philly, Alan Kelly.
Have I not got the up to...
Patrick Mahoney.
Boys, Alan Kelly.
I've got like... Why am I getting just Phil Davis in the chat?
I've just got Phil Davis as well.
Hang on a minute.
Now I got 80 people watching on my screen, so
Am I actually running this myself on my own channel and I'm not even in the right place?
The distinct possibility.
Oh dear. Would somebody do me a huge one then and just take over for a minute while I fiddle around?
Ted, that's you.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. I've got the same chat as Fox. I can only see.
Okay, it's one of you guys then. Sorry about that.
Well, let's just go to the comments then and have a look at what we can see.
Actually, yeah, but you guys throw some comments in our direction.
And then the screen on my YouTube thing is frozen.
Hey, who have we got in the chat then?
Saying hello and goodbye. Gotta go.
Alan saying the sun in Scotland.
Hang on, wait. Everybody's talking at once there. What?
Sunny in Scotland.
That's neat, eh? Hey, it might be sunny, but it's still minus 45 degrees.
Alan Kelly likes TK's beard. It's ace.
Hey.
Everybody likes TK's beard.
And Carl's got his first commission. Well done,
Oh,
Carl.
nice one, Carl. Tell us what it is.
Yeah, tell us what it is.
Right, Ted, you have to go to my YouTube channel, and then there'll be a thing on it saying it's on the homepage saying the hangout on it. So click on that. It's me.
Hello.
Patrick Mahoney came second in a Gumper competition. That's pretty good.
Say that again, dude.
Patrick Mahoney came second in a Gumper competition.
Oh, nice. Tell us all about it.
It's a Dragon 135 SD KFZ 186 Jagdtiger.
Is this Carl?
Jagdtiger.
Oh, Jagdtiger.
Jagdtiger.
Is this Carl's commission?
This is Carl's commission.
Nice one, Carl.
Oh, cool.
Thumbs up.
You little thing.
I've got the chat now. I've also got an airbrush in the way. Just random. Right, who we got in the chat? Acebeard TK. What is a super chat, says Philly. Super chat is where you pay money and your chat gets highlighted. Your comments get highlighted so we can see them. And I make a little bit of money off it. It's just something YouTube does. If you want to be a super chat, you can pay a little bit of money. And it's like your comments just go ping, a little pink box. I think you can choose the colour, but they seem to be pink most of the time. Although Kimball123 says it's like a normal chat but wears a cape.
How did you get that?
I can't. I've enabled it, but it's up to people if they want to do it. There's no benefit other than your comment stands out, so we're more likely to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not really selling it very well, considering it's making me money. Yeah, it's not really worth the money, but just take it anyway. No, it's really awesome and it'll make your life much better. So, Rhodey, it was Rhodey. Sorry, saying hello, goodbye.
I missed that.
Jeff's in, Alan Kelly's in, Patrick Mahoney. Every time I hear the name Mahoney, all I can hear is the guy from Police Squad from Police Academy going many, many, many times Mahoney. He says it was a Lupus Rex ripping a Guzan apart in 1/100 scale. That was his competition winner, second place. Nice. I love the Guzan. I wish they just made the Guzan on its own in 100 scale now still, because it's a great kit, but I don't want to buy the rebate because that's half the kit I'm not going to build, because the full city rebate is just ass. Ted's going, I don't know what they're talking about.
I haven't a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, I haven't got a clue what we're talking about. So let's talk about Star Trek all night long.
He doesn't know that either.
Hey?
He doesn't know that either.
I know, and there's a new Star Wars trailer and everything, and he's not going to know what the hell we're talking about. God damn it.
He got
So
lost
anyway.
when we were talking about the registries, didn't he?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That was quite nerdy, though, to be honest.
You do it on purpose, I'm sure you do it on purpose, just to
Yeah.
wind me up.
Well, we're going to have to talk about TK's not relying anyway at some point tonight. So, where are we? Patrick Mahoney says, I get that a lot. Yeah. Right, so let's just do some nonsense then, shall we? So, just go through what we've all been working on. Because this is the normal live, this is the normal open to everybody. We'll talk about model making a bit more. We won't do all the completely adult stuff because it's not the Patreon after hours. So we'll just do a round robin and go through what we've been working on. So start with you, Ant, if you would. What have you been playing with recently?
Well, I finished some stuff lately, which is nice. I'm kind of addicted to these 144 Star Wars kits.
You are?
Yeah.
It's because you're very good at them as well. Which is,
yeah, and I can get them finished pretty quickly.
Yeah, it makes it a good addiction.
Taking forever because they're just tiny. So the first thing I did recently was the. Am I on there? It's around about there. It was the U-wing, and yeah, that's where I've done a 2-part video on this. Basically, going through the whole thing in quite minute and dull detail, but it was good being able to actually show the whole thing for a change, rather than talking about it after the fact.
Good videos, those two.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Yeah, they seem to have gone down well. Because a lot of things, especially with using the wash, which I found is just perfect for something this scale.
Is that the Vallejo washes, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But then the crucial part of sort of, well, like I say, doing the kind of shade, what do you call it?
Glazing.
Glazing.
It was almost like glazing, but
yeah, where you're building it up
similar.
in layers and you're trying to take your time over it. But then if you go too far, you can always clean it off, but you got to use thinners because it's the Vallejo, acrylic-based stuff. But yeah, it works really well. And then I did 2 little twins. About there. Yeah. So from Rogue One, and they're essentially the same apart from the red and blue colours. But yeah, fantastic. And I did a video on these 2 as well. Again, using pretty much the same techniques as a U-wing, but I thought I'd just try and cover the bits that I missed out. Because even though it's like ridiculously long, I still missed stuff or deleted parts. But yeah, and now started on a Save 1, which I'm going to light with a Tidarium Models lighting kit. So I've got all that, primed that. The first part of the build's gone up tonight, and I'm also I've got a second U-wing kit, and this is the one which now got a broken wing. So I'm gluing these in position as they are. I'm doing that as the other one that you see in Rogue One, the mainly blue one. So I watched Rogue One the other day, and I thought, yeah, I want one of them. So yeah.
So you're basically becoming the Star Wars guy in the same way I was the Gunpla guy, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
But they are such fun to build and just.
Well, I'm a big Star Wars nut, so I'm in my element with them. So
everybody's a big Star Wars nut, apart from Ted.
Apart from Ted.
Yeah.
And now all these fantastic models are coming out from Bandai. It's just, yeah.
I know.
Really
Patrick Mahoney actually says, talking about your washes, he agrees that the Vallejo washes are really good. And I had a sudden thought, because you were talking to me, I think, offline about using Nuln oil and the Citadel shades as washes. And I was saying to you, well, once you put them on, they're on. It's not like a gunk wash where you can wipe it off. But I suddenly thought, well, they're just a water-based acrylic, so I would assume the same thing would apply. You can slap it all over and then clean it off with a cotton bud and some thinners, maybe. I don't know. I've not tried it.
Better than others. I mean, look at the trouble you had cleaning your palette.
Yeah.
And if that had been normal water-based acrylics, that would come off a lot easier, I would have thought.
Well, that's with the paints, though. I don't know about with shades. Some experimentation may be required.
I think
yes.
Say
again, Ted?
I think they'd be the same. I think that once the water dries out, they'll be solid. I wouldn't think they're really suitable for washing, unless you put them up. You could use them on your wet palette, I suppose.
Well, that's the thing with the AK washes. They're just thin water-based acrylic paints, but you can clean them off with a. I assume you can after a certain point. You can't. I assume it's only for a little while. You can. I don't know. They're interesting though that you can do that because most acrylics you can't do that. So. But
then I am using the Game Color washes. They're not the regular Vallejo range. So they're specifically the Game Color washes. I didn't realise at the time when I bought them. I was just looking for a few small bottles of wash and.
No.
Yeah.
some experimentation will be required. I did see a cool thing the other day of a guy using inks, normal artist Winsor & Newton inks through an airbrush to do the hot metal, you know, like the discoloured metal for an exhaust. And it was like blue, purple and brown. And it was like, wow, that's really awesome. And he's just using ink. It's a really super thin. I was thinking, yeah, I need to try some of that. Yeah, so your little X-Wings are awesome. I like them.
Thank you very much.
Here's something special for Ant.
Say again, Will.
Here's something special for Ant.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Chance to get that out.
awesome
Yeah,
sauce.
you're not whipping that out, don't you?
We'll tell you what, then let's jump straight over to you then, Will, as punishment for showing off. What have you been playing with lately? What's on your bench at the moment?
Been playing.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone's watching the videos, I would have seen I finished my TIE fighter. Now I'm just trying to get the lightsaber down. The TIE fighter, which has got ding, ding,
Amsterdam
lights,
special.
little engine lights and everything. So
Sweet, man.
I'm
That
really
is
pleased how
really
that turned out. So thanks for that. I'm really happy how that turned out.
I love the way that you concealed the cables in the existing Bandai stand as well. I mention that in my new video, so you get a call out there. I don't link your channel or nothing, but
Yeah, I don't mean
Thanks for
links or
watching.
any shit like that. I'll just tell them who you
I don't
are.
like it that much.
The only thing I don't like about it is that I can't take the model off the stand now because of the warrant. But there's just no room inside for the battery. It's like,
No. I was wondering when you originally put in the plans together and you were talking about it in the video, could you get like a socket and a power thing? But then of course again you haven't got space inside for
that's
socket,
ideally what I wanted to do. I was looking at that, but I just couldn't find a socket small enough to fit inside the model itself. I mean, with like with the snow speeder, if I go get a light in that and even the X-Wing, there's a room in there to be able to put a socket and pull it off. But at the same time, I want to have them self-contained where you can pull them off and still light them. So you've got a battery inside, which is difficult with Bandai stuff. But the only other thing I have been playing with is Yamato watch. Which works. You see that? So yeah, been working out the lighting for the Yamato. So
Awesome.
the Yamato, I had to say it. So yeah, so that's coming along. There's 6 LEDs in there. So yeah.
That's a big chicken, dude. That is a significantly large, and that's just the upper bridge, first and second bridge.
There's that little back one, little keyboard at the back as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So that's coming along.
You almost made me want to think about lighting mine. Almost, it's not going to happen.
Oh, do it.
No.
So that's one where I'm gonna make it so everything's contained, like the battery pack will be inside the ship itself. There's plenty of room inside there, and I'm gonna work out a switch system with it that I'm playing around with.
Is it the same as mine, the 1350, the 1500?
Yep.
Because that comes with a massive boxy base, so theoretically you could use the base to put all the wiring and stuff in.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to have it. I don't
Permanently
want to
attached.
be wired through the base. I want it to be all contained within the model because that's how I like to do. Like with Deep Space Nine, I had no choice because it's the shape of the model. You can't have it all contained, but you could.
Just
with
while
your
you're
master, it's
just
easy
while you're
enough
on it, Will.
to have it inside there.
Just while you're on it, Will, Kimber asks how you filtered. How did you diffuse the lights? Is there
On the Yamato?
Yeah, on the Yamato.
I can't show because if I pull it apart, it's all going to fall apart. But what I basically did, I'm using SMDs, LEDs, the little ones. So there's a dozen or so of them in there. So each little white square is one LED. And what I've done is I used a piece of really thin sheet styrene and attached the LEDs to the back of it, and that sort of diffuses the light. And then that's what's sitting in behind the glass. And then for the glass itself, I just I've sanded it back a bit to help diffuse it a little bit. But it's on screen it's a bit more brighter than what it is in person, but it works out really well. So that's how I'm going with the diffusion. And so every LED that's in there is stuck to a piece of the sheet styrene.
A lot of people don't realise that you
I
can.
what that was on the tape.
a lot of people don't realise that you can use like very thin plastic card or sheet styrene to diffuse the lights because they think, oh, it won't shine through, but it does if it's really thin.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like
I
I
could
might.
even go thicker.
Yeah, I mean, my lamp above me here that puts the light on, it's a normal desk lamp, but I have a piece of kitchen roll taped over it to diffuse the light when I'm filming. Anything that is like white and the light can shine through is a good diffuser, so anything that will go in front of it and just mute, get rid of the hotspots is fine.
The good thing with that Yamato is that it's the parts you're lighting aren't very big anyway, so you're not going to get a lot of hotspots anyway.
Yeah.
But originally I played around with if you look at your kit, you got some plastic bits that are meant to design to channel light from the bottom up to the top, and I played with that for a bit, and it just looks a bit naff to me. So for bugger that, I'm going to I'll play around with some SMDs, and it's going to come up with so far. And yeah, so I just got to get that in properly, and well, I want to make it modular so I can put it all together, take it all out, paint it, and put it all back in again.
You're just making me unhappy that I'm not building mine right now because I've got a million other things to build, and I hate you for that.
Well, that's one of the things I'm working on. Anyway, I've been doing stuff on the snow speed as well, just a bit of little bits and pieces. I've been doing some details on that, and then started liking the Freedom Gundam as well. So
Freedom Gundam, freedom.
The internet loves your Yamato.
Yes, everybody's like completely just spazzing out about your Yamato now.
Yeah.
So I may as well just not bother. I may as well just not bother doing mine because you're carrying that baton now.
Funny enough, it's arcade.
Cool. Right. Well, let's see. Captain Tedward, who it sounds like you just put down like a 35-litre bottle of something on the shelf.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Ted?
My microphone's so sensitive it picks everything up.
Yes, it picks up nuclear tests in North Korea. Oh no.
Yeah,
So it's almost no point me asking, but I know you have started on something else. But what's on your workbench, Ted? We know what's on your workbench.
Well, I have started on part 3 of the U-boat, which we'll probably talk about on Monday. But there's lots of little pieces, and still the mystery object of what it is.
We still don't know what that is. The big T-urn.
I have an idea. I did think it was some part of an escape hatch. I recently had contact with somebody on another Facebook group who says it could be part of the attack periscope. And looking at its positioning and the rest of the model as it goes through, it could be actually quite right, the attack periscope. But I don't understand why there's such a huge sort of piece of equipment down in the control, but never mind. That's for Friday, for Monday. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting for some paints and things to arrive from eModels, I thought I'd have a go at some figure painting. So I've got this. This is, I don't know if you can see it. This is the Despicable Me chap. So it's quite a large resin figure. All goes together something like that. I thought I'd have a go at painting with some oils, try some flesh tones and things. And thanks to Tony, who's not here tonight, unfortunately. He sent me some tutorials, so I'm going to give it a go.
You've been practicing your flesh tones.
Yeah, I'm practicing for flesh tones. Honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know there's an order in with Hobbylink Japan in your personal warehouse, but you're not telling us about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I need like 3 frame arms girls and I need a cowgirl.
Yeah, I've got a cowgirl. Listen, cowgirl. You know the one with the yes, that one. It's out of stock. What, Fox got the last one? All right, yeah, okay.
What, you got all of them? Oh man.
So that's really what I'm doing at the moment. Things have been a bit hectic here, but that's what I'm just going a bit of a chill. I'll take a few days between videos. I take a bit of a chill, get everything back together. Yeah, so I'm just on with stuff.
How's life going sailing the 1C?
Oh, it was horrendous today. It was really the tourists in the Lake District really hit us hard today. I think at the end of the day we had 3,000 passengers on our boat.
Not all at the same time. That's not a big boat.
Not all at the same time. No. But it's it was busy, enjoyable, kept us going. Enjoy. Makes a day going faster.
You're having fun with it, aren't you?
I'm having fun. So,
yeah. Better than driving a delivery truck.
Yeah, better than driving a delivery truck. It's a different scene.
I'm gonna miss it though with my job not delivering stuff.
Say it again.
I'm gonna miss it with my job not delivering stuff. I've changed, in case no one knows, I've changed jobs as well. So.
Well, but there are things that you won't miss.
Missed doing deliveries, but
Yeah, there are things you won't miss. We'll leave it at that.
oh yeah, there's definitely things I won't miss.
Yeah.
I was going through one of the online training modules the other day, and because I now work for an airline, they're saying that like because the shirts I wear, it's just like a high-vis shirt. But if I lose one of them, I have to report it to the police because if it's stolen, someone could use it to get on base and do some damage and stuff. I was like, I never thought of that. It's like, all right.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, if I lose a shirt, I've got to report it to the cops. I'll be ringing up when I've lost a shirt.
Hello, is that the police? Yes, I've lost a shirt. Seriously? No, I mean, I've been told.
I mean, they told me I had to ring you, but yeah.
And then the policeman goes, "Do you work for that airline? Have they told you that you need to call us every time you lose a shirt?" Yeah, they always tell people that when they start. Yeah, we'll let you go, sir. All right, and over to the middle, and to my very good friend TK. What's on your bench? We know what's on your bench. It's a big black thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. You like the big things, and you like the difficult to build things.
Yeah, breaking it.
Don't break it live on camera.
So it's that big, and I'm working on the decals right now on the bottom. And they have to sink into those ridges that are as deep as the Grand Canyon or something. So yeah, it's gonna take a few coats of Macross. But yeah,
That's looking awesome, though, dude.
it's a big plane. Very sleek though. Very low profile. So yeah, hopefully I'll get all the decals done this week and then get on with weathering because that's the fun part.
Thankfully, there's not a lot of weathering you can do on that. So,
well,
there is, but there's not like the normal amount of weathering. So you can take it easy.
Well, no, they turn white after flight. I think because they are so high up in the air, the black actually turns to white. So that's going to be interesting. Sort of reverse weathering.
Yeah. Because the New Zealand planes some of them are painted black, like fully black, and then they've got a sort of beyond that. But I was talking to one of the guys, and yeah, if they don't, because pretty much every time they come in the hangar, they've got to give it a polish and stuff. If they don't do that, the black paint turns white, like you're saying there, yeah. So that the altitude and stuff up there obviously affects the black paint, yeah. There's a different type of black paint, of course, but yeah, essentially thing, yeah.
Well, it's like it always gets me when people make space shuttle models of the space shuttle. And they paint all the tiles black on the front, and I'm like, have you ever actually seen the space shuttle? There isn't a black tile on that thing. They're all grey and white, and because they've all been heated up in the atmosphere on exit and entry. So even when it's going out to be launched, those tiles look screwed. They look knackered and old and faded and horrible. You don't paint them black. Even something that's supposed to be black, you don't paint it black. So if I ever paint a space shuttle, I'll paint a little mosaic of all different greys and shades, and but that looks awesome, dude. How have you found the actual kit? It being is it Nittelary, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, it is. And the fit isn't perfect.
Could we use the word ass?
Yeah.
It
took some time with Mr. Concentrated Satan to fill everything in.
Not as good as a Rebel then.
What?
Not as good as a Rebel kit then.
They challenge each other, I think, on this one. Fit-wise.
Violence fight. Revel versus Italeri. Which one sucks ass the most?
Round 1, fight.
Fight. Fatality. I don't know who would win in a fight. Just interestingly, in the Boom Hut the other day, somebody in the comments mentioned saying about we always slag off Ravel, but nobody ever slags off Hella. And I thought it's a good point, but where the hell would you buy a Hella kit from? I've never seen one in the UK.
Yeah, they make aircraft predominantly, I think.
Yeah, I don't.
And I've looked at some of these boxes, and I was, I don't know this brand. Let's not buy this.
So I've always known of them, but I've never actually seen a Hella kit in a shop in the wild. So I don't know.
I haven't seen one for years.
No, I just guess they're not. They're not. Even when I was a kid, I never really saw Hella. It was always Revell, Airfix, or AMT Yertle, which was for the spaceships and stuff.
We've got Tony Black saying that he saw the SR-71 in the museum, and they told him that they could fly those things for so long that the pilots would get stuck in the seats and had to be lifted out.
All right. Philly says he actually saw a Hella kit in Marks and Spencer. Well, there you go. It's Marks and Spencer. It's not a model shop. Marks and Spencer just don't understand anything, so of course they're going to stock Hella when nobody else does.
Well, my local shop does have Heller, but he's got like the most obscure hobby shop I've ever seen. I showed pictures on the Treehouse Club once, I think.
That one with all the pilot helmets.
Yeah, he's got like stacks up to the ceiling and beyond. So.
Well, that's kind of more that's understandable. It's like the only place. Well, actually, I told a lie. The only place I've ever seen Hella kits for sale is when I went to IPMS and there was a guy selling like 50-year-old kits untouched for like £3. He was like saying £1 for any kit you want, and there's these boxes of dusty old boxes that from people's lofts of kits you've never even heard of.
Yeah, he's got a stash of that too. So that's
yeah,
probably
just
why he
old.
sells Heller.
Yeah, nobody buys Hella. Let's just move on from Hella. They're probably Hella are all over eBay. Well, yeah, probably because you can't get them anywhere. Maybe you can get them in the US. I don't know. Right, well that's what everybody's working on. What am I working on? Obviously I've been working on the bear guy, but he's back in the box. I am waiting for a single decal. I ordered a sheet of decals for one single decal. I hate having to do that, but I had no choice. Because the chap that designed the picture is based on the chap that won the competition decided to put a Diamond Dogs logo on the arm. Thanks. So I spent weeks and weeks trying to find someone that did a Diamond Dogs water slide decal for Metal Gear Solid 5, and nobody did until about 2 weeks before I started to build. And then I found one. So it's one sheet, and it's got lots of Foxhound decals and Diamond Dogs decals, other like Metal Gear related water slides. I only need one. And I get the feeling it's going to be too big. It's going to be like this big on his arm, but you know what? It's going on his arm no matter how big it is. So he's in there waiting for that. That's coming from China or Hong Kong or somewhere. So that could be.
Have you not tried printing your own?
No, because I haven't got a printer.
No.
I've got access to a printer, but I'm also incredibly lazy. I'd rather just pay someone a few pounds and the little man deliver it to my door. It's much easier. It'll be much better quality than I could do on a printer. So that's waiting for that. So everything else is done. He's just waiting for that, and then a little bit of pastels on the feet. He's done. I've been working on. Once I did that, I took a few days out to play Destiny because of the reasons, and then I got back on with the transit. So the transit is coming along nicely. The build's pretty much done. I've spent the last few days weathering. It won't come out on camera, but it's had an oil paint dot filter to make it nice and dark and grubby. Underneath we have had. I went over it with some ammo dark earth powders and then set them all in place with the pigment fixer because it's not a gunpla, so I can use that. And then what I did was to get all the crusted in dirt in the wheel arches, which you probably can't see, but you know how all the dirt always accumulates in the wheel arches. All I did was I got some ammo matte varnish, brushed it in, and then while it was still wet and sticky, just got a big fat brush and crammed in a whole mess of the weathering powder, the dark earth weathering powder, and squished it in to make a paste. And when the matte varnish dried, of course, it dries all the pigment in place, so you get this nice dirty embedded. You can't really. I don't know if you can see it under the light. Let's have a look. You can't really see it on this crappy camera, but you'll see it in the video. It's all embedded in there, so it just looks like you've got the big build-up of dirt in the wheel arches. I put the lights in. I made a terrible mistake. Don't insert the grill and then try and put the lights in because it doesn't work. I had to cut the little tabs off and glue the lights in place. So handy hint, if you're building this, put the lights in the grill first before you put the grill in place.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, but one thing I did do I was quite proud of. I'm not proud of at all because it's a bit shit, but I'm going to do it so he's on 3 wheel because he's replacing all the tyres to make it sellable because it's a shit van, but he's going to put 4 new tyres on. That obviously makes it worth 250 quid or whatever he's asking for it in the story of the diorama. So he's replacing all the tyres. So what I did was I took 4 of the tyres, and using memories of tyre shops when I was a kid that sold like retread tyres, they always used to write on the tyres what the tyre was so they could see on the shelf quickly what it was. So I got a yellow Uniposca pen and pretended it was like a wax pencil and just wrote 18514 on it because it's a 18514 tyre. So what I'll do is I'll have the guy there. I've got a trolley jack, and I'm going to have a trolley jack there, and there'll be an old tyre next to it, and the new one's like he's replacing all the tyres. But I did learn one thing when I was saying about not using the pigment fixer on Gunpla because it dissolves the plastic. Look, I shall show you something. That wheel shouldn't do that. It should move both wheels together. Yeah, a little bit pinged off there with the pigment fixer. So it's not just Gunpla that fall apart. It would seem Italeri kits, although Italeri plastic's a bit weird. So yeah.
What pigment fixer do you use?
Just the ammo stuff. Ammo's pigment fixer. It's basically terps or white spirit. If you open it, it smells just like turpentine or white spirit. Now I did slather it on. To fix the pigment. You can tell TK's got a wood floor, can't you? I did slather it on quite generously, and it may well be there was a little bit of exposed plastic there, but I've learned now it's not just Gunpla where the plastic can shatter. It's not the end of the world because it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be moving around.
I got the Vallejo pigment binder, and that's water-based. So
does it smell just like white spirit or turpentine?
No, it smells kind of like, I don't know.
Products.
Cleaning product, actually.
Okay. Because I suddenly
not like in a bad chemical smell, just
okay.
Like stuff you would use on your floor or something.
Well, the thing I wanted to do, I didn't want to. I know I've seen people try different things, and like the pigment fixer is actually one of the best things to use to get those pigments to stay in place. Because things like matte varnishes and gloss varnishes do work. They're just not quite as tough, apparently. And I've tried a few different things. I didn't want just matte varnish on because I wanted to do the discoloration first and then have the thick pigments in the wheel arches. So it worked. It's fine. And it doesn't matter because you're not going to see the wheel moving anyway. So, but that's what I've been working on. For some reason, my browser's closed down. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. So not much else to tell. I have started watching DS9 from the start again. I don't know why. I finished watching Space 1999. Because Dailymotion stopped having any decent episodes from season 2, so I started watching Deep Space Nine instead.
It's
awesome.
great
because you want to see it look properly.
I've not seen it in about 8-9 years, and it's like, yeah, I remember. This is why I love DS9. It's awesome. I'm gonna have to go and find the chat again. It closed down on me for some reason.
Yeah, my chat's closed down as well.
Oh, I know why. It's because I'm suddenly updating all the apps on my iPad. Has anybody got the chat open?
Yeah.
Could you update us onto what the chat's doing then? Because me and Ted have lost.
Where did we leave off?
I don't know.
Some hell of rally cars are being sold as airfix kits and vice versa.
I know it's Phil Davis found us, and because he said he was on the wrong channel for 20 minutes, and that's where you must have been because he was the only one that you could see.
I don't know how YouTube works, because I was on Modelmaker, youtube.com/modelmakinguru/live, and it wasn't the right place, but that's my channel and it's the live part. I don't. YouTube's weird.
Yeah, I think that's the same confusion as we get with e-models, because that people go the wrong place on that.
Yeah, I think it's down to YouTube being pants sometimes.
Well, my tablet's showing the chat and everything. I'm on your feed, but it's not showing the video itself. It's just showing the chat. It's got the video there, but there's nothing showing. It's just
Yeah, I got a still frame of the video where Fox is in a really awkward facial pose. So
that's all the time. That's any shot. So what's happening in the chat anyway then? Because we can't see it right now.
Talk about the Hella stuff, saying that the cars are good.
Okay.
And some of their rally cars have been sold as airfix kits or vice versa from Tony Black.
Police got a Jaguar XJ220 Hella kit from Marks and Spencer.
Apparently, we need to move to Twitch TV.
TK says, "Thanks, guys."
Yes, we could move to Twitch TV, but this is monetized.
Yeah, you can also monetize Twitch.
Yeah, but I'm monetized on YouTube, so.
Yeah.
I just worked out YouTube. Never mind moving somewhere else.
Yeah, don't confuse Ted with your sci-fi video hosting nonsense. I have actually got a Twitch channel. I set one up for some reason. I was debating whether to do like
the guy that said, "Yeah, move to Twitch TV." Evil Monkey 1979. I love that username.
Sorry, we'll say that again. You went a bit.
The guy that said to move to Twitch TV, his username is Evil Monkey 1979. I love that username.
That's a good username. Yes, yeah, YouTube is monetized, and therefore I will stick with YouTube because it's how I make my income. So there you go.
I'm almost actually no, I'm over $1 now.
Oh, cool! Yay! Also, I've got like 11,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm gonna stick with YouTube. Yeah, it's kind of a no-win scenario, really. That one is a no-brainer. Any questions in the chat? I'm just still trying to get. Oh, here we go. There we go. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kimball123 said he had a Hella 2CV. I had a Model 2CV once. It was brilliant. I converted it to look like something from Mad Max. I put like metal things across the windows and made it all post-apocalyptic. It was cool.
The real 2CVs are a kit anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're like papercraft. I think.
I tell you what, I have been watching this week. I don't know if anybody in the UK has been watching Peter Kay. Has anybody watched that this week?
Car Share.
Car Share.
I started watching it, but the first 3 minutes, I found myself suddenly very depressed and had to stop watching it because I felt sorry for his nan. So I couldn't watch it.
Oh no!
I do like Peter Kay though.
It gets funny. I was just wondering whether you recognised any of the landmarks and places around where you live, because I know that time I came to your house, I was seeing sort of scenes from the show, and I'm thinking, oh, that looks a bit like where Foxx lives. So I wonder if it's anywhere around there.
Well, I know Tony was saying he's seen a few places he recognised, but he's like. But it's funny, like, because they can be having a conversation in the course of 1 minute of conversation. They've gone from Stockport to Cheadle to Bury in real life, not actually in the program, but the actual filming locations. He said, "That's Bury and that's Stockport. They're 20 miles away."
It's also one of these programs that you've got to watch things going on in the background. It's one of them that each time you see it, you'll see something else different as well. It's a little bit of a comedy going on in the background. Yeah, fantastic, but. Take it up again. Go and watch after the first 3 minutes. Go and watch the rest of it. It's hilarious. If anybody's out there is watching it, it's already on iPlayer, so you can watch all the episodes. You can watch them all after. Yeah, you can marathon it and watch them all. It's fantastic. Episode I think 3, where they visit the safari park, is hilarious. I won't give you any spoilers, but it's hilarious.
I'll have to check that one out. I think. Just
a question from Tony Black.
Yes, go ahead.
Asking, moving parts such as wheels and propellers make them move or not?
Sorry, your sound went down a bit there. You went a bit.
Well, if you
moving parts such as wheels and propellers make them move or not?
Personally, I wouldn't bother.
No.
Yeah, when I've done car kits, like there's the wheels normally move and stuff, I just fix it in place and glue it rather than have it being able to roll across the beams and stuff. I don't like that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, unless you need it to move, or you're going to have a wind supply to make the propeller rotate. I know some people do get some of the bigger airplane kits and put little motors into the propellers turn slowly, but that just looks kind of weird. Yes, you've got the skill to motorize it, but propellers don't go like that. So.
I also think as well, to make them move, especially in the smaller scales, you've really got to put the thing together correctly. Otherwise, it wobbles. It becomes a loose sort of fitting, like wheels and things that they start to wobble, and obviously moving up and down just exacerbates it. So
put a model together correctly. This is just heresy. It's not something we're going to do anytime soon, Ted.
Yeah, no, but unless it needs to move as part of the model.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a remote control plane, then obviously, you'll.
Yeah,
The one thing I do like though is when people have they build instead of the propeller, they have like a piece of clear perspex and they make it look like a blurred propeller, so it looks like the propeller in motion. I quite like that when it's well done. It's very hard to do, and I've only ever seen a few examples where, like you get a photograph of a plane and the propeller's all smeared and blurred. They kind of reproduce that, and that looks quite good.
Yeah, difficult to do. Once again, it's like those bases that you've got, those can't think of the coastal spray bases. They look all right in photographs, but yeah, they're not quite as good in real life. But yeah, whatever.
That's what they're for, though. They're more for like a quick thing to do if you go to show at a show, just and you haven't got a stand or a base, just pop it down there, that kind of thing.
There's another question here that probably Ant will be able to answer. Phil Davis asking if anybody's had experience with Hasegawa Macross kits. Are they any good? You've done a couple of them, haven't you?
Macross.
Yeah, that's Macross, sorry.
Yeah, I've got some.
Hasegawa.
Is this Macross? You mean Macross?
How dare you? No, I've got a lot of experience of storing the boxes, but aside from that, I don't know. I mean the Japanese, I've only heard good things about them, so I can't see any problems. I've got the photo etch parts to go with them as well, but it's just getting around to them. Too much other stuff to do. Hasegawa, I think they're a respected name though, so I wouldn't imagine. I mean, they're like Tamiya, maybe they're the odd crap on them, but for the most part, I think they're a good brand.
They've got a really good name for themselves, being another Japanese brand. I've got a couple of.
It's crowned to detail, movable panels, you know, and the SDF Macross that they released as well. That I've seen brilliant pictures of it, so I imagine that's a good kit as well.
I didn't realise they weren't Bandai kits. The Macross. I thought they were Bandai kits.
No, Bandai've got the toy license. I think they've got they do a range of kits. I think it's like series specific. So I think Hasegawa have got like the original series and Macross Plus, but Bandai certainly seem to have the later series, Frontier and Delta, the new one, because they're doing the kits for those. And they're amazing, but they're a transforming kit. So
yeah, I've heard
either one or the other.
I've heard tell that they're very, very similar to building a Gunpla, but sometimes a little bit more delicate, perhaps.
Yeah, I think because of the transformation capabilities of them, I think that you've got a lot of joints and a lot of panels have to join together, and so I've not built one myself, but I imagine they're quite fiddly.
Yeah, so we now all know you've got a big stash of Macross that we have to hassle you about building.
Well, I just got to.
Tony Black says there's some really quite old Bandai Macross kits. Macross?
Because Macross has been around for like forever, so
yeah, I imagine over the years the license has changed hands.
Any other? Just have a look at any other comments from anybody. Tony Black says he'd make a tank turret movable. Oh yeah, because you might want to pose it in different in different positions.
Yeah, that's usually something that's quite easy to make move, but yeah,
it's kind of built into making it move. But then again, if you're taking it to show them, you might want to move it around, and that's detachable anyway. If you're going to be taking it to shows or shipping it anywhere, you need to be able to take it off. But in terms of like wheels on a car,
no, I wouldn't bother.
Unless you're Jerry Anderson, you want to go across a road.
What did you do when you were at Oshkosh, Ted? That's what wheels.
They actually don't move. I think one of them does.
Snap! Oh, two of them work now.
That one, no, that one doesn't. No, just
does your gun move?
No, the gun doesn't move because it's meant to move. But if you move it around on the inside, there's a piece of equipment underneath the gun. I think it's the motor mover. It actually catches on the seats of the vehicle inside, so I've just glued it forward and it stayed there. So I think the gun itself moves. No, it doesn't. No, I can't remember, but not a lot moves on that.
We don't want to hear that nerve-wracking snap.
Snap.
The Modelmakers.
I don't think it moved at all.
The guns. The main guns.
Made me swear.
Oh yeah, on the guns on the Yamato, they're all like knurled, so they all move like when you move the main cannons. If you move them, they go like that.
Oh, do they really?
If you turn it round, I think if you turn it round, they kind of go like that.
Is that on this one, or is that on the 350 one?
It is on that one because it's motorised, but on that one, I think on that one, even when you turn them off, I'm sure I've seen somebody do it and they go like that.
I was looking over the parts because I was wondering that myself, but I couldn't. When I was looking over the parts, I couldn't really see it as being able to do it.
I'm sure I've seen someone do that. Can I just ask, by the way, everybody in the chat, can you just type something? Because I'm having problems with the chat and I want to make sure it's working. Can you just type any old random nonsense? Ideally, if it's a question, that's even better because we've run out of questions. But just everybody in chat, just type any old shit in chat because I need to make sure it's working.
That's enough for trouble.
Yeah, and what was that? Somebody just made a very raspy Trump noise then.
Not me.
Nah, and it wasn't Will burping because he's not laughing. So
I didn't have to the bag.
there we go. People are talking there. Random nonsense. Yeah, I got you, Fox. Brilliant.
I want to show off something. Not everyone's sort of
Family friendly.
around. Yeah. My leaving gift on my last job. GoPro Hero 5.
Ooh.
Well, have you changed jobs then?
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah, did you not know? Yeah.
Well, that's not got. Can't be a bad employer that gives you like a $120 camera or $200 camera for a
This thing
leaving
is
gift.
worth $600 New Zealand.
So about £3.50 then, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like,
That's not.
what's
That's
I'm looking for, using?
is that like the company gave you that, or everybody clubbed together that you like gave you that?
I think they found it. I think it was lost property.
Yeah.
Was it-
that.
When you say they gave it, do you mean it was in your drawer and therefore you took it with you?
Yeah.
it fell into your bag on the way past.
Yeah, it's like, no, might as well take it to you. No, the boss went out and got it, but he said there was something on it. He paid for it. So. But no, it's good like that. He actually does, do things like that. Yeah.
So what's your plan for that GoPro then?
Well, I was hoping to use it as a webcam, but I can't figure out how to do that. And I was hoping to use it to film models, but it has a fixed focus, so it doesn't refocus if you move things closer. But I do a bit of tracking and hiking and stuff, so yeah, I use it for that.
I thought they were supposed to autofocus. That's why you can put them on your head and have them filming what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's like a fixed focus. It doesn't refocus itself.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but yeah, I've ordered a bunch of mounts for it, so I can check it out. Yeah, put on the dog and take the dog for a walk and see what he sees. Sort of thing.
Nah, that'd be cool. Chris Williams says if it's second hand, he'd check the memory on it before uploading anything from it. That's all right. We do have a couple of questions. Evil Monkey 1979 says, "Do fish get thirsty?"
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
They always roll. They're
Yeah.
always drinking.
They do, but they can't remember whether they're thirsty or not.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of jokes in there that I just can't think of right now.
I have to fill the tank every day because I drink everything. So
That's shrimp's not fish though. They're like mammals or something, aren't they?
yeah, I think they're more like birds.
Okay, more like bird.
Isn't fish, yeah, that's not a word. I mean, it's a word, but fish isn't a thing.
Fish is not a word.
Yeah, there's types of water, animal, but
Ichthyology.
yeah, like I can't remember. I don't know. Probably, I saw it on QI once.
Do you want to go out and come back in again? I had a point, but I've just completely messed it up and therefore I'll just shut up.
I doubt I had a.
Yeah, go on. None of us ever do.
Speaking of fish, can anyone actually look at the front of the Yamato and not see a shark face now?
Yeah, all I can see now is a shark face.
On everything.
Yeah, every time I look at it, it's like shark.
Just hold it up again, Will, and talk while you're doing it so people can see.
While I'm doing it, there you go. I'm looking while I'm doing it. Yeah, it's just like a shark face.
I thought it was
That's what
meant to
you
be a
can see,
shark face.
Yeah, it's basically kind of going, ah.
It's the first thing I saw. I can't believe you didn't see that earlier.
No, because I was too busy looking at it going, oh my god, oh my god.
Like me, I'm at my
the
decal. Yeah.
The other box, it looks even more so like a shark face.
Yeah.
The other one, 400 scale one, but yeah, that one is sort of the 2199
It's even got the eye with the opening and the deck bar.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's totally on purpose. It's just, yeah, like, again, I missed it completely as well. I don't know how. But...
Yeah, I've looked at all the artwork, I've watched the whole animated series, the old and the new, and I still haven't seen it until you pointed it out. So,
Yeah.
what else we got? There was a question. The comments keep moving while I'm trying to read them. Phil, stop moving! Honestly, people typing things. Phil, he says, any suggestions on a good 148 British Apache kit? I wouldn't have a clue because helicopters terrify me. Models.
Yeah.
Do a helicopter.
There's a. I've just googled them and they come up with the Apache from Hasegawa, what we talked about before. Now, I'm not quite sure on helicopters. It's the Longbow. Now, is that the UK version? I don't know. I'm not.
I think helicopters are just evil. So
Vincent the Gimp says, yeah, but the longbow is the one with the radar dome, Ted. He might be looking for the one without, which would be Ravel.
No,
So abandon that quest. Abandon that quest.
I had the Ravel one when I was a kid. It's like sticking two bananas together.
Yeah.
So the front
Trust me, Ravel can't do good cars and planes, so there's got no goddamn chance of ever making a decent helicopter. You're just adding more pain.
No. It did explode very nice, though.
Well, yeah, put a firework in the back of it.
Yeah.
Chris Williams, by the way, Will says, says about if it's second-hand, check the memory before you upload it, but then he says, obviously upload anyway.
Anna Kelly said the longbow is used by the UK. Skylar started building this one, actually. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. It's a Eurocopter by Ravel. That's as far as we got before it fell apart.
So about like the real thing then. That's about as far as they got as well with the Eurocopter.
It looks a bit like longbowish. That's as far as we got anyway.
In my life, I've only ever built one helicopter kit, and that was Airwolf.
Airwolf.
Yeah. It
One
was
worth building.
somebody in the boom hut the other day said they had an Airwolf kit in the stash, and it's like, yeah, build that thing, build it, do it.
I'm just telling you, I can't remember what brand it was, but an Airwolf had all the photo etched parts for the interior and everything. Look at my mister, I'm getting it.
All right, no, when I got mine, it was like late 80s, so I was a kid, and it was just like a plastic helicopter kit, and it had the option of you can have, being an old kit, you could have the gun sticking out the the bits where the wheels go in, which the bits that stick out are purely designed to house the wheels, but obviously in the TV program they have guns that stick out as well because of mythical space inside.
I have this one.
But you had the option of either guns sticking out or guns in, but you couldn't move them; they weren't moving.
So I got this one. This it's not a model kit though. This is the battery's dead. A die-cast one, but it's just amazing. And again, you can part swap. The rotors go around, you can part swap. So
Wait a minute. I hate to interrupt you, but was that Ted just singing the Airwolf theme?
Not me.
I did.
Was that Ted?
No.
Was it not? I was about to give Ted like 10. I was about to give Ted £10 for just being super awesome.
We're one of the.
Can I get the £10 then?
No, because you're young enough to remember Airwolf. We're of that generation. Ted doesn't do sci-fi, you know that.
Wait,
we had one of the helicopters actually based on it work a while back. It was just like out in the back of the building they used to work in, and just sitting there. I was like, oh man, make the guns pop out.
Make the guns pop out. What else do we have? Any other questions? Thanks. Now I have the Airwolf theme in my head.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Although bizarrely, for some reason, although we're talking about Airwolf, I've got the opening monologue from Street Hawk in my head. This is Jesse Mark, an ex-motorcycle cop injured in the line of duty. Now he's a police troubleshooter hired by the police to do things. Only one man, Federal Agent Norman Tuttle, knows Jesse Mark's secret. The man, the machine, Street Hawk.
So,
capable of incredible speed.
Shut up.
Sorry, carry on.
So, well, on the subject of terrible helicopter kits, this is Ravel's Huey.
It looks alright.
Yeah, it took about 5 years of work to get it to align.
To look like a helicopter.
Because, I may have some pictures. I probably can find it, but I used about half a roll of green stuff to fill everything, so it actually would fit together.
Wow. See, this is your thing, TK. You take the pigs and you put the work in to make the pigs not pigs, whereas the rest of us would be like, you know what, screw that.
Yeah, well, this was in my learning stage, I think.
Yeah. But now you've built a Gunpla and you've exposed yourself to the Bandais. You're not going to go back, are you?
I have to admit, I actually got bored with the Gunpla.
Bored with the Gunpla?
Yeah, because the chipping takes so long.
Oh, not the actual kit, just got bored of the weather.
No, the kit goes together like a dream. That's not the problem. No,
well, that's lucky. I think you almost got yourself kicked out of the Treehouse.
Yeah, so you bought a chipping then, is what you're actually saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Because people do say to me, why do I do so many Gunpla? And it's like, trust me, once you build a few Bandai kits, you really don't want to go back to building normal kits. That's also the reason I hate Revell so much, is because once you build a Bandai kit, Revell shit. Moving on.
Zorg says blasphemy and burn the witch.
I got the legs done, and I got the waist done. I started on the torso.
I've got a stack of vehicle kits sitting there that I don't even want to touch because I've been doing Bandai stuff like Star Wars and Gundam. And I was like, I want to get back to gluing a model together. Look at that.
Yeah, get them on eBay, mate, and sell them. You might as well. You're never going to make them.
The attitude that some people have it to it though, because they see snap fit or push fit or whatever, and they think, children's
that's a toy,
you know.
Yeah.
So
It's weird. Unless I'm getting glue everywhere, I'm not happy.
that's the leg.
Nice gams. Look at the ankles on that. Whoa.
Oh, Manimal! Chris Williams has mentioned Manimal. Oh, bless him.
Oh, Manimal. Oh, man. Wait, which was the one? Which was the one with the guy that had the little sidekick called Cursor, and he could go around?
Oh, it was
90
Automan.
degrees? Automan.
Cursor, the auto car.
Oh God, that was so bad. It wasn't as bad as Manimal. Let's just be honest. Yeah, the
Simon
problem.
McCorkindale.
The problem with.
They're looking at doing a TV series on Tron, aren't they?
Oh really? That's the.
That'll be
Tron was a great movie. They should have not made anything after Tron, like Tron 2. But...
The second one was
Yeah, no, it was pointless. Yeah, the problem with Snapfit is that most people experience Snapfit like Revell. Let's just go back to it again. It's Revell, and they go, "Wow, this is shit." And yes, it is. But go and build a Bandai. You'll never think of Snapfit as crappy again.
Oh, wait till you build a Polar Lights kit. They're snap fit.
Theoretically.
Very.
not too bad. I've done a couple of the Cadet Series Enterprise Polar Light ones, and they're not too bad.
Well, the Reliant kit is snap fit until you look at it and it just falls apart.
It's snap fit up until the point you actually need to glue it.
Yeah.
It's
the two I did, I just glued them anyway.
What kit was that, Will? The what range?
The 1 to 2
Cadet
500.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
series it's called.
because they released a range where they're all that same scale, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got a box here, so I'm going to drag it up to show you.
Zorg in the comments says he's going to build a Maschinen Krieger.
Yeah.
Now, I've fancied doing one, but never built one. Has anybody here done a Maschinen Krieger yet?
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay, that'll be a no then. It's
No.
it's another Japanese thing. Well, tell the people what Maschinen Krieger is, Will.
What's that?
You know what Maschinen Krieger is, don't you?
No.
No. Okay. Entire the answer to the question is no. None of us here have built a Maschinen Krieger, but I actually want to, and these guys are just idiots.
That's the one I'm talking about, ain't? That's the AMG one, but bought out again by Polar Light. But yeah, all the same scale. Yeah.
Is that the round? Is that the round 2 one? Because Polar Lights is round 2.
Yeah, round
Polar
2.
Lights,
Sorry,
isn't it? Yeah.
Not Polar Light, sorry, round 2. Yeah. But they've got the whole, like all the Enterprises in the same scale. And I've
That's
got
cool.
the D and the E, and I've got all the rest. But I stopped doing them because I want to actually try and light them.
Have to ask the question though, Will. Has it got those silly raised panel areas, or is it all not raised panels? Do you not know?
That one does.
It does.
It's not. Well, no, it's just like some raised lines.
Oh no, I mean
Raised
like
lines, but not the full panel line. It's like
like the raised
Oh.
Aztec. I
Well,
never
yeah,
understood
but
why
no.
they did that. Oh, it
The
just drives me
decals.
mad.
Man.
I think the
It's
studio
getting
model has a raised.
1/1400 scale I'm doing. It's just, oh man, the amount of sanding you got to do to get those panels, get those Aztec panels off.
Yeah,
Can you
I've
get
got.
Aztecs for those cadet series?
Yeah, that comes before the Aztec decals.
Oh.
So,
Well, that's alright.
with the Enterprise E, it didn't come with very good decals. They're just like a solid grey instead of the Aztec ones. So I had to order some Aztec decals from, I can't remember the guy that makes them, but they're kind of browny. They weren't really grey. But they
Chris
come up
Williams
alright.
says. Chris Williams says decals in the Enterprise kits are huge and bastards.
Yeah, you got to cut them into smaller pieces because otherwise you just
What you
yeah, bigger than that even.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the water slides for your Reliant there, obviously, aren't they, TK?
Yeah, for my Reliant.
He's like, hey, you've sent me the wrong decal, so can I have an Excelsior kit as well, please?
Yeah, that's what it basically turned out to be.
Yeah, they know that. They're sending the wrong decals. You just order the kit that goes with the decals they sent.
Here we go. Look, that's the sources section for the Enterprise E. That's like the size of it.
Cool.
So, here's the Enterprise A. That's the whole model.
Oh, it's not very big.
Yeah. But no, these are quite because it's all the same scale. So of course,
Does the A come by itself?
E.
Does the refit
What's
come
that?
by itself, or is it part of a twin pack or something?
No, it came. I think it came with the original. This is the original, and then the refit. I think those two came together, and then this is the Enterprise C. There's even the. I think Enterprise B. That's Enterprise B. Came with the original and the A.
Okay, yeah,
So-
because the C is where it starts getting big and silly.
Very
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the jump up from the B to the C is like whoa.
Well, the only D, because I only ever done a D as a kid, and that was the one with all the raised panel lines on the Aztec. So what you're going through
Yeah.
now.
In the lo-
1400, yeah.
In the loft, I've actually got a 1983 or 4 Voyage Home Enterprise A, and it's like this big. I've not made it yet because I opened the box and I was like, raised Aztec paneling, back in the box, back in the loft.
Yeah.
So that's a vintage kit now. It's probably worth a fair bit of money, but I'll get around to it one day. Never.
Is that the one with the shuttle?
Yeah, I think so. It's like that big. The source section's huge. I did build a Reliant, and that was the best kit ever, but I made a complete arse of it because I was like 15.
Is it that big?
It was bigger than that. It was like this big. It was huge.
The old one.
This one's
But-
small, and I did try to drill out the holes for the lights, but I might need to redo those.
It'll look good when the light's on. You just see little pinpricks.
Yeah,
on
well,
Mhm.
I wanted to like that. I mean, imagine trying to fill those holes in that. So,
it. Yeah, it might not be worth it in that one.
no, this one it's going to be lit inside, so you can do it so that they'll only come out through where you want it to come out. I know of a way of doing that, just haven't done it yet. So that will be done.
It's
Sorry.
really hard though doing an Enterprise because you've got loads of lights that don't exist, lighting things up. Like, how would you do that?
Do you mean like the lights that shine from the front of the bridge over the nave and stuff like that?
Well, you got the floodlights, so those are the obvious ones where you actually got a source for it, and so
Yeah.
you know some of them as well going up the pylons. But then you've got registries, and along the side where the Starfleet logo is.
Yeah, well,
and
there's
how are those lit?
well, it's obviously a really small light that just casts a massive light area, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen people doing the 1350 scale Enterprise, and they're trying to figure out how to light the registries on the side
I
of
think
the.
they're down to hollow out plastic, aren't they? If you make the plastic behind it thin enough in that area,
Yeah.
the light will shine through. Just,
Well,
Well,
just
I mean, they
behind
did
the
it
decal.
they did it on the studio model, so it's obviously.
But then you could have loads of they had loads of dentist mirrors underneath a light source, didn't they?
yeah,
And all
yeah.
those mirrors
Don't talk
shining.
about that bit. Shh, that's a movie magic.
I can't remember what the technique's called, but yeah, you put a floodlight at least for the like on the front of the saucer. You on the you light it on the inside, but you have the floodlight like the way it's done and stuff. You have that sort of unpainted, whereas you paint off all the rest around it, so the floodlight only comes up to that one little area. I just can't remember the name of the technique.
TK
but
is waving
a lot
his
of people
manly
use
tool
that, so,
around.
I think it's a guy's name, isn't it?
Yeah, the guy that yeah, I just
Yeah.
can't remember the guy's name now. Yeah.
It's just a
But
flashlight.
it's it looks
Come
really
on,
good when it's
internet.
done right. So
I'm just looking up furiously now.
No, I was seeing if anyone in the chat had come up with it, but
Yeah.
they haven't.
Fiber
Why,
optics. but-
yeah, why would you need navigation lights on a spaceship anyway? It's not as though you
I
can
wondered
into,
that.
It's not going to run into anybody, is
Is
it?
someone going to look out a window and see a starship coming at them? It's like, oh shit, we didn't see that on our.
Well, it's like the fact that
high-tech
this.
sensors.
It's like the fact they maintain the red and green lights on port and starboard. It's like it's a spaceship that's like
Well,
hundreds of.
is technology not far enough ahead that they've got radar?
It's the same thing that in every scene where two ships meet, they're always aligned perfectly. So, but in
Yeah.
space, there's no up or down, so that's really odd.
Vincent,
You can get into the whole conversation that why do starships bank in their turn when they don't need to? They just turn because there's no like gravity to make them bank and stuff. It's like,
Well, that's why Galactica, the redone Galactica was cool because they did that, didn't they? Rather than the kind of Star Warsy car style of swooping round corners, they do just flip and spin over and.
yeah. Although the ragtag fleet does tend to all fly in formation, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, they could all be like this. It wouldn't really matter if they're just going along like that, you know, facing the wrong way.
Well, what's his name? The guy that played Adama, he only did that because he read the script and he saw that it was, going to be a bit more realistic-ish than what the original one was, but the way the ships work and stuff, and the whole, they're getting beaten up and crap like that. They've got to fix things as they go along, and that's the only reason he did that whole show is because of that. It made it a bit more lifelike, I suppose you could say.
I guess there's, to a certain degree, there's certain things that you have to do to make it just watchable. I suppose if you had all ships randomly like this, people would just be like, "What?" It's like not having sound in space. You want to do it, but you can't because there's too many Americans that would watch it and go, "That don't make sense. That's not right." And then you get like three crap ratings.
But everybody was.
They'd be like, their lasers don't go pew pew pew, and you'd be like, all right.
Everybody watching Star Trek is waiting on the warp drive engine going through space. So.
Yeah. By the way, just a complete handbrake turn, but Vincent DeCamp says, "Oh God, no, never again a Huey. That was a Revell kit that brings back nightmares. A Huey gunship, the horrible interior on it."
Yeah, that's why I showed mine.
Yeah, I think that's what prompted him to say that. Right, what we
Chris Williams says, if you were flying next to another ship, you'd probably turn to match. And there was also Khan's weakness, wasn't he? Because he was only thinking in 2 dimensions. So they were setting that up for later, I think.
Yeah, he's thinking 2-dimensionally, Captain. Admiral even. Yes. Right,
what do you think of the new Khan on the new set of Star Trek movies?
Oh.
Benedict Cumberbatch played him.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. And then just
it was all right, but
special effects and everything looked better, but yeah.
I mean, I like the shots of the Vengeance ploughing into the city because you kind of see how big the starships really are, and you're like, okay, that's a big chicken. But Cumberbatch is
I like the last one though. What was the last one?
Beyond.
Beyond, yeah, that was really good. That one.
That was alright.
Yeah, I think
movie,
especially with playing was it Beastie Boys Sabotage in it? It was like,
yeah, I thought you might like that. What are you thinking about the new series though? The CBS series that seems to be lurching from disaster to disaster, and then also not doing that.
I wanted to see that fan-made one that got the kibosh put on it because that was sounding, and what I saw of that was looking really good.
Axanar. Battle of Axanar.
Because they had some decent actors in that, and it was looking really good.
Yeah, they got a load of Star Trek alumni to be in it.
Yeah, they even got Richard Hatch.
We lost Ted about half an hour ago when we started talking about sci-fi. So.
He's looking a bit bored there. Ted, what do you want to talk about that's not sci-fi? Talk to us, Ted.
I was just relating to the bit where you said that spaceship crashed in a city and you realised how big it was. It wasn't until that you saw Godzilla eating the bus depot at Barrow and the Chewits advert that you realised how big Godzilla was.
You realised how big bus depot at Barrow was in Barrow.
Chewy the Barrow bus depot.
Yeah. Somebody did ask earlier on why you're being so quiet, Ted, but I think it's purely because we're just sci-fiing you out of the conversation, aren't we?
Yeah, it's completely gone over my head. It's interesting. I'm learning all the time. You learn something every day with you lot, don't you?
Yeah, it's not going in there, is it?
No.
Audience, any questions? Give us more questions. We need your material.
Yeah, Alan Kelly. Yeah, you and me, mate. Well, let's go off and get on our own channel, and we'll talk amongst ourselves.
Oh, so Chris Williams says someone talk about tanks. Alan Kelly says, Ted, what are they on about? Vincent DeKimp says, can you say one more thing? No more alternative timeline stuff. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't know. This new Star Trek series, it's not I'm not feeling an interest in it. I'm interested in it, but I'm not feeling a new Star Trek. Because now I'm watching DS9, I'm like, it's not going to be as good as this. So,
I don't think anything's going to be as good as DS9. It's
No.
probably one of the
You see,
better Star Treks.
some programs will go on and on, like Doctor Who. That seems to go on, and every time they reinvent it sort of lives.
That's on today.
Yeah.
is it?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we need to end this
Series is
podcast
on
right
today.
now.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah.
Right, screw the Treehouse. It's Doctor. No, I'll watch it later. Don't worry, Treehouse.
But some of them, Star Trek, after about the second series, after the original finished, that was it for me. I didn't watch anymore.
Oh, you've got to watch. You should watch DS9, Ted. You should watch DS9.
I've got Emma watching DS9.
Have you?
Yeah.
Does she like it?
Yeah.
She's a keeper.
I'm trying to convince her. Yeah. But we're sort of like towards the end. We're getting towards the end of the
Show her the
series.
videos of my model and then tell you you're going to build one of those.
No. So we're going to get to the end of season 1, and I'm thinking, just wait till season 3. Just wait till season 3, or like the last episode of season 2.
Oh yeah. See, I've just.
Once the Defiant comes in, you're going to love it.
Yeah. Defiant and the whole, everything, the Dominion, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only just found somewhere that's got all the series and seasons I can stream it, because a lot of places don't have it. And I could go and buy it, but I'm not. So I'm just streaming it. So I've just found someone that's got all the seasons. So I've just finished season 1. I'm just working my way through. I'm about episode 5 on season 2 at the moment. I've seen it all before, but I'm just.
Because someone said earlier in the comments that In the Pale Moonlight is like one of their favourite episodes.
See, when I hear that,
too many to choose from.
See, when I hear that, all I can think of is Batman. Did you ever dance with the devil in the Pale Moonlight? See, Jack Nicholson. Before I put a draft through the domes. DS9 is just Anselm. Anselm is a fantastic episode. No, Anselm's the book. What's the episode called? The Visitor.
It's the first episode after The Way of the Warrior, because I had the video, so it's always the one after that. Yeah.
The book he's writing is called Anselm. That's right. See, I remember this stuff. Yeah. I used to be so into Trek when I was younger. I knew all the
episodes. One where Jake grows up, and there's an accident. He grows up without his dad, but his dad keeps on kind of coming back.
Yeah, that's the Visitor, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Garak's not in it yet, so I'm waiting for Garak to turn up.
No, he's in it. He's in season 1.
Is he?
Garak's in right from the start.
The one I'm watching for some reason had all the titles out of sync, and I was desperately trying to not watch Move Along Home for obvious reasons. So I may have missed that one. But I've not seen him yet in season 1. I'm in season 2 now.
Yeah, there's been a couple of them. Yeah, it's the first meetings with him and the Doctor and setting up that relationship. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I must have missed that one.
It's really weird, though, because I'm watching season 1 and, Chief and the Doctor are still kind of not very friendly towards each other.
Yeah, and he's like an idiot. He's like, call me Julian.
Yeah, they've not been to the holodeck together. Yeah, that one. They call me Julian,
Yeah, call me Julian.
Not sure.
He's like, do I annoy you? No, sir.
Welcome to Modelmaker's Treehouse podcast, where we talk about DS9.
Amongst other things.
Yes.
We occasionally talk about model making.
Yeah.
It started from Enterprise Kits, didn't it?
Scott, here you go. Then here's an actual question. Scott Sutherland says, have you tried isopropyl alcohol to fix pigments? I haven't, but you can use it. I don't think it's quite as grippy as Pigment Fixer.
Well, it just eat through everything below it as well.
No, well, it depends what you're putting on top of. If you're sloshing it on like water, it probably would do. But if you're just tipping it on to get it to filter through, again, if you're building the Gunpla, you don't want to do that. But
I don't know what does X20? Does that do anything to Gunpla?
It would eat the plastic alive.
Believe it, yeah.
But I mean, things like matte varnishes will hold them in place. But nothing's going to really. The best thing I found holding in place is actual pigment fixes. Although it sounds like you're just saying you need to buy the product for the product, it kind of works. So, you don't have to buy AK's pigment fixer to fix, or MIGs. You can buy any of them. But see, thinners and things work, but they're not as grippy as the pigment fixers. I don't know how they work. It just smells like white spirit, which is weird.
Yeah, the Vallejo one doesn't.
Alan Kelly says, Ted, how's the U-boat build going?
Well, since I've released episode 3, other than sort of trying to work on I've sort of showed it before, other than working on the all the bits for the control room. It's coming along all right. Yeah, just a bit slow. I'm just, as I say, I'm just waiting for a shipping container to come from eModels with more paint. So yeah, it's just there's masses of pieces to go.
Just a bit slow is not what you want to hear when you've got a kit that big, really. Is it?
No, but it's coming together. I'm trying to find bits of interest to film because it's easy just to pick hours and hours of gluing things together, which is not what the viewers want to see. They want to see how we do with the things, and I'm trying to think of some ideas for the next video. As I said, I think I said it in the eModels stream that what I'm thinking of doing is trying to make some bits and pieces, sort of the extras to go around charts and crates and books and boxes and things like that. So I'm thinking of something interesting to film. And of course, there's the new lights to go in as well. But yeah, it's coming along. I haven't stopped. It's just that I've stopped filming at the moment. I'm not filming. I have a little bit of a break and do something else. But yeah, I'm always on it. In here every night usually. But it's coming on.
I mean, the challenge for you is that you've got like 6 or 7 sections that are all kind of the same process. So you film each one, but then you'd be filming the same thing you filmed before. So it's filming something you've not filmed before is the challenge for that kind of kit, for big kits like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's trying to show. Obviously, I'll highlight any problems and things like that, but it's what the viewer wants to see. They don't want to. There's hundreds of videos out there of people just gluing things together. Yeah, it's trying to make it a little bit more interesting, which I'm trying to do all the time. So it's coming on. I'll get there.
Get there, Ted. Get there.
Yeah, getting there. Yeah, getting there.
We do have a comment from Tony Black. Don't forget, this weekend the man who died for humanity and was resurrected time and again. Doctor Who. I thought he was talking about Tom Cruise, but there you go. And Kelly says, I must learn to speak sci-fi, or can anyone recommend a sci-fi dictionary? Just go and watch DS9.
Yeah.
Just shut up, go and watch after this. Finish watching this first, obviously.
And learn Klingon.
Yeah. I actually fancy learning Klingon, you know.
There was Scotty that started the Klingon language. James Doolan.
Doing, yeah.
Yeah, he like, I suppose for lack of a better word, invented the Klingon language for the show, and then they just expanded on it from there.
Yeah, so they just kind of, but you can now get a degree in Klingon, so apparent for real as well.
There's a Klingon university anyway.
Yeah. Tony Black says, I love the Chief when he shouts bollocks in an episode. I love that because I don't think the Americans realise that bollocks was a swear word. That's why I like it. So, bollocks! The Orc Boys, I see they're bringing out an MPC 22-inch Eagle with the flat body pod. What's the flat body pod? Like the one where they carry the
cargo pod, isn't it? I know they're bringing out a
the one where they got like the one where it carries the canisters of nuclear waste. That one. I'm not sure what the flat body pod is.
I saw that they're bringing out the cargo module one, cargo pod one, but
yeah, I mean, the one I've got is just the generic pod that you can paint up as passenger or what have you. Evil Monkey asks if I've ordered the Neo Zeong Perfect Grade. No. I know a girl that speaks Klingon, says Vincent DeKimp. Cool.
You know a girl? Wow.
Yeah, no, you know a girl.
Alan Kelly.
We're model makers. We don't have those things. I did find out the other day. Apparently, there's in Germany there's a children's cartoon. I can't remember what it's called, but what they do is in every episode they have the bit in German for the kids to learn, but then they also have another bit in a different language each week. And it could be any language like French, German, Spanish, Italian, just to get the kids exposed to other languages. And they had an episode where it was the first half was in German, the second half was in Klingon. And I'm thinking, yeah, you'd never get the BBC doing that, but that's the best thing ever. Now children are going to teach you a made-up language. Chris Williams says, you don't know a girl. Okay, serious question. Calder Duncanson says, I'm about to do my first candy metallic paint scheme with Alclads. Any advice on pre-shading candies, i.e. shading after chrome coat and before the candy coat? I have no idea. I've never done a chrome coat.
No, mate. No.
How do you weather that?
I don't know. I don't think you really want to do any pre-shade or anything on a candy coat, other than maybe panel lining very neatly.
I think the way you could, like, I think you could do shading on a candy coat is to put, like, you put over your initial color, your clear color, and just if you put it on heavier and lighter in some parts, it will create shading. I stuffed up a candy coat on the car I was doing where I'd sprayed way too much, and in some parts it was just like totally dark green, and the rest of it was nice candy green. That's the only way I can think of doing it.
Yeah, if it just basically metallics, I couldn't think about appreciating metallics. Maybe highlights. Yeah, as Will said, maybe do it highlights.
I don't really think because that's the whole point of the candy is it's got that kind of plated metal look. It depends how you do it. If you're doing a proper candy where it looks like kind of candy, hence the name candy coat, or if you're trying to make it look like anodized aluminium where it's like red or blue or something like that, it's just been like kind of plated, electroplated aluminium. That's a different thing altogether. But I don't think you need to pre-shade on either of those. You might do some post shading with a wash maybe, but even then it's like you don't.
Aaron Kelly says that pre-shading spoils the look from experience. So
on a car or a Gundam or what?
Don't know. I mean, I'd say I wouldn't. That's the whole point of a candy is it stands out because it is super shiny. The trick
I've seen it was Senenju that was done in candy colors, and it wasn't really pre-shading, but they put like the edges of the armor was done. I think it was done with black, and then the candy coat over that. So it was like mainly the red, metallic candy coat red, but then the edges of it was faded into black, and it looked really, really good.
Yeah, I mean that's more. Yeah, that's a paint scheme rather than just pre-shading to suggest. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, but I don't think you really pre-shade it. The other trick with the candy coat, of course, is your gloss coat. You've got to get super good gloss coat on there. I'd probably never try a candy coat because I get enough stress.
But with candy coats, if you're using a good brand clear color, then that acts as your clear coat as well. You can polish it out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, if you go into the real extreme, the absolute best kind of clear coats you can use are proper automotive, not cellulose, but automotive clear
2K,
coats.
2K lacquers,
Yeah, or
you get the zero paint ones are apparently really, really good.
Yeah, or
U-Pol and things. Of course.
Yeah, U-Pol and things like that, but they're lacquer coats and they're horribly toxic, so be careful with those. But those you can buff and polish and use. Like
Someone's come back and he said it's on a Gundam, and he's also said, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm not sure to what he's referring, whether it's one of the comments or whether one of us has just said something. The one immediately above says purple is sometimes used to shade red from Piddlehead.
Purple is sometimes used to shade red from Piddlehead.
I should have said Piddlehead says.
Yeah, you missed a comma out there somewhere. I can hear you missing punctuation. Yeah, that. I mean, there's nothing. If you're doing like, if you've got say a red area and you want to shade the edges to a different colour, like a darker red or a purple, or like Will was saying with the black, you can do that.
Yeah,
you can do that. That's. It really depends on. I'd do some tests and see what looks good under the gloss coat at the end, because sometimes you might think a red to a dark red looks great, but when you actually try it, it might look completely terrible. So just do some experiments, some spare bits.
Just practice things on that. And just if you like how it looks on that, then do that on your real kit.
Yeah, just buy a Revell car kit because they're great as test pigs. That's all they're really for. So. We do rib on Revell, don't we?
Or a Hella. Not the car.
If you can get them. Okay, what else have we got going on? Any other interesting comment? Any other questions from the audience? Anybody got any burning questions they need to ask? Somebody ask something that doesn't involve sci-fi to help Ted out, because there's only so much he can sand.
Yeah, I've had a hard day today. I'm just relaxing, enjoying the chat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what I was going to say is sort of sci-fi related, because the whole rumor that Apple's going to be buying Disney, and what's it going to mean for their Star Wars franchise?
Apple's going to buy Disney.
Yeah, supposedly they're looking at buying Disney. It's one of the rumors that's coming out in the last few days. So they're supposedly able to get together $200 billion needed to buy it and make it the world's first $1 trillion company.
Wow. I mean, as long as they didn't actually change anything, it's bad enough having to deal with Disney when it comes to Star Wars. I hate Disney enough, but they've kind of been hands off, so I'll give them a pass on that one. I still think everything else Disney do is shit, but we'll give them
And
a
then
pass on
when you
Star
add
Wars.
in shit Apple products to the mix, then
Yeah.
maybe Samsung should buy it out and then everything will work.
And then if you need to get it fixed, of course, good luck with that. You can't. Just pays $1,000 and we'll replace it. There you go. How many Easter eggs is a healthy amount to eat, says the Orc Boys? All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
I mean, you haven't eaten them yet.
All
Oh,
of
I
them.
didn't bring my R2D2 Easter eggs. Everyone's saying
Oh, man.
I was like, oh, I can't eat R2D2.
Yeah, you can. Head first.
It's chocolate.
Still, it's R2D2.
Carl says
If it was 3PO easier, just melt them down and eat it.
Yeah, if it was Jar Jar Binks, I'd melt it into a pan. But Carl says, eat till you're sick and then eat more.
Yeah, that's right.
Alan Kelly says, apropos of I don't know what, Star Trek meets Toy Story. Oh, God, Jesus. I used to respect Pixar. Nowadays, I'm like, maybe.
Toy Trek. That sounds good.
Toy Trek.
Toy
Star Story. No, it
Star
just
Story.
sounds like some crap.
Well, Pixar was good because they're trying to get away from the whole Disney thing, but Disney had control of them, so they sort of...
Yeah. But I mean, Disney, they've kind of stayed they've marketed the shit out of it and they've merchandised the crap out of it, but that's normal anyway. But they've kind of... we've not yet had a Disney Princess Star Wars crossover, which I'm grateful for.
Chris Williams asked Fox, how many hats do you have?
Yeah, I saw that. Let me count the ways. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a proper fedora downstairs, 6. I've got 1940s US pilot cap, 7. A German Panzer cap, 8. A trilby that doesn't fit. 2 more straw hats. I've got about 7 or 8 hats, I think. I've got a proper Panzer driver's cap, but I took all the insignia off for obvious reasons, and it's a little bit too small. But I've got a
Princess
proper...
Leia is now considered a Disney princess.
Say again?
That's from Tony Black. Princess Leia. Tony Black saying Princess Leia is now considered a Disney princess.
I mean,
Not by my Emma, she's not.
No.
I just
Both the
don't,
Disney princesses.
without risk of sounding sexist, I don't understand men who are into Disney, in the Disney princess and that kind of. I don't, or any kind of. I don't get it. I mean, you know, girls. Most of the girls I know think Disney's awful, thankfully, but I can understand girls being into it, but men. I saw a guy walking around with like some kind of Disney princess thing on his shirt the other day, and I'm like, really? And it wasn't ironic. It was. I was like, that's not. I don't. Yeah.
Maybe it's something like that My Little Pony thing.
No, because you see, that's funny. My Little Pony is actually. I'm not a brony, but I've seen a few episodes. It's like, okay, I can see why people like this because it's kind of student food. It's like that kind of. It's student material. You know, Disney's just schmaltz. Yeah. Let's not talk about Disney. Too small or your head is too big? Too small. The eyebrow went then, did you see? Too small, that was the answer. Ted sounds like a nail studio.
Yeah, I got hangnail.
He's there going, I said, oh, I said, no, I said, me. He said, oh, I said, oh. He said, no, I said, yeah. Oh, no,
yeah. I'm listening to it all, and you know, I bet you down the street, and you know, she also went out with him at Disney, the what's it, the thingy, you know him. Oh,
yeah, but Ted, don't forget, of course, you had the with the. It's over the garden wall. This, like me and Ted, now gone back to like 1948. Over the garden wall. I said, "Oh, I said me." I said him. I said I. I said, "Oh, I said no." I said no. Nobody understands that apart from me and Ted right now. Ted, you're in a loop of your own here. It's just me and you, mate. We've got a loop now as well.
Yeah.
The Orc Boy says, "I've got the whole Panzer uniform for reenacting." Cool.
Oh, wow.
Where do you get the tank from there?
The garage.
That's the difficult bit. I've got the whole Panzer outfit, but anybody got a tank?
Yeah.
We got a army base down the road from us. At least they used to use it now, but it was a couple of years ago. We were just sitting in the lounge and it was like, what the hell is that noise? Looked out the window, there's a couple of tanks just trundling down the road. Like, oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
I had 3 F-16s doing a dogfight above my house this week.
Cool.
That's cool, except for the noise. Afterburners
Yeah.
hurt your ears.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said.
A few
The
years
story
back,
about
we
you.
had the when the Aussies got a bunch of I think they were Hornets, and they were flying back to Australia, but they stopped up here in New Zealand for some weird reason. And they parked up out of the airport, and I got to get up nice and close and get a few photos, to get those photos out. That was quite foxy, and that was just before they're taking off too. So the pilots were marching out in slow motion and that shit. Out to the aircraft to take off again.
Oh, Will, when you sat forward, then your audio became much clearer.
Yeah, I'm using the microphone on the camera, so
Ah, right, okay.
I don't have the headset.
Right. You might want to sit forward a bit then, because you're dead clear when you sit forward.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now, but we can't see anything else.
What about now?
That's oh yes, no shot. Well, Tony's not here, so we can see up your nose instead. The Orc Boy says no, but I know a chap that's just rebuilt an original Stug 4. Wow. Wow.
I don't know what that is.
Alan Kelly says he gets Typhoon fighters over his house most days. Yeah, well, we get them down the lake. They fly. There's a flight path down Lake Windermere where they turn. They go to the north, then they turn right and go through the Dunmail Race. Really low. I mean, low.
Do you and Alan live in the 1940s, or is it not that kind of typhoon? You see what I did there?
Yep. We had the Americans over there in the F-16s the other day. They were actually low enough you could see the pilot, and they skim.
Yeah.
They wave as he goes past. Hello.
They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I live near the airport, so when they ascend, they take off. They take off right over my house. Commercial flights, but also military flights, and we get those huge ass American transport planes as well, with like 4 or 5 jet engines just roaring away to get the thing in the air. That's
It sucks. We got no jet planes here.
I just get police helicopters riding.
Yeah, we get police helicopters all the time because we're near Wythenshawe.
Police helicopter Chinooks every day.
Your police have chin hooks?
Yeah, we got huge criminals. They search.
Cargo lifters.
Yeah. They do. They weigh about 500 tons, I think.
Wow.
Those are ships.
It's like, because our police helicopter, I remember watching on TV, they were doing like following the police around, and they showed, I think, the one and only occasion there was some criminal element running across the field, so the police helicopter just thought, screw it, landed in the field, the guy got out and arrested the person running across the field, and that's the only time they've ever done that, so I was just floating around in the sky. But it's strange how quickly you get used to it. Well, I don't hear the plane. I live near the airport. I don't hear jet planes anymore. I had a friend come round once saying, how do you sleep with all that noise? And I'm like, what noise?
Yeah. Well, it's when things start rattling in the cupboard, then it's like, what's going up in the air right now?
The old job, because I've worked on an airfield, and where our building was right in the helicopter flight path. And so, of course, when you'd be talking to someone and you hear it coming, so everyone just stops talking and you wait for the helicopter to go past, and then you just carry on talking again because you're used to it. Yeah.
But if somebody doesn't know it, they'll be like, "Why is everyone suddenly gone quiet?" Is this like the end of an episode of Police Squad?
Or the Blues Brothers?
Yeah, everybody just pause and freeze at the end and stop talking. Wonders what's going on. The Typhoon pilots do wave as they come into land at Wharton, says Alan Kelly.
Yeah, well, Wharton's just across the bay from me. We can often hear them doing their test flights over Morecambe Bay.
Yeah. Got here, Ted. I think that run you described might be what's known as the Mac Loop for fighter pilots.
Yeah, well, Alan Kelly answered that. Yeah, the Mac Loop's in Wales. What they usually do, they do the Mac Loop first, and they keep heading north, and then they do the Lakes run.
See, that sounds like something out of Battlestar Galactica, the Mac Loop.
Yeah. Now, if anybody out there is interested in military aircraft in the Lakes, model aircraft.
We don't talk about models on this podcast.
We talk about there's a group called Cumbrian Military Aviation Photographers on Facebook.
What do they do?
It's a clue in there somewhere.
Could be.
Yeah, but it's well worth looking at just to see the aircraft that come through the lakes. And these guys sit on the hills all day, and just with the chance of an aircraft coming through, and the aircraft come through that low that these guys are above them. So yeah, some great photographs. Cumbrian military aviation photographers. Yeah, go and have a look. Some good photographs. Yeah.
We get those out of the airport. You drive past the observation pass, and there's always someone there with a massive, big freaking telescopic lens. It's like, what are you taking a photo of? It's just a freaking jumbo jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's always one person there who's the quiet one. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Something might crash." There's always one. You never know.
Well, isn't that why people go to Formula One motor racing?
Yeah.
Because of their crash.
My good friend Nikki, she adores Formula One, so she watches it avidly, but I can't stand it. Sport bores me. But I said I used to watch it as a kid, but only because I wanted to watch
Now,
the
hang
crashes.
on a minute. I've got to pull you up there.
There
Calling
you go.
Formula One a sport, I don't think that's very fair.
Well, yeah, okay, we'll give you that one. I don't know, what would you... It's not a sport, I don't know.
No, it's a bit of fun, really.
Yeah.
Bit of fun on a Sunday afternoon.
See the new thing they're working on where it's robotic cars racing each other.
That sounds
It's on
like
Top Gear. It was on Top Gear a few weeks ago, and it's like, yeah, it's like full size car, but robotic, and they race each other around.
Wait, is this the BBC new Top Gear, or is this the old Top Gear?
The BBC new Top Gear, yeah, which is actually pretty good. I didn't think it would be too good, but I quite like it.
Now they've got rid of Chris Evans, I thought I'll give it a try, because Chris Evans is instant not watch.
No, that was just shit. I watched, I think, 3 episodes of that, and it's like, no,
No.
anymore. Yeah,
Well,
but it's been quite good with Matt LeBlanc and the other two.
I did watch a couple of them, and I thought it's vastly improved without Chris Evans, but it's still kind of boring.
It's not as
grab
good as him and Britain and
No.
May and
We stopped
No.
talking
but
about
it is
Formula One,
a lot better than Chris Evans. It's so much better, yeah.
Say again, TK?
So we stopped talking about Formula One, or
No, we were barely talking about Formula One.
because I like watching Formula One.
It's not. I don't think Formula One's as good as it used to be because
Nobody crashes as much.
no,
There are no cars with 6 wheels.
True.
I think the all the gadgets have taken the skill out of driving now.
Well, not anymore. I don't think.
They had an old Benetton Formula One car, I can't remember this one years ago. It was an Tamiya one, but it had like the green, blue, and red and yellow paint scheme and something like that, and that was all painted by hand. It was so fun. Really loved it. And then, of course, hit the floor and broke into a million pieces.
I'm waiting on a Red Bull of last year to make as a model kit. I actually emailed Red Bull if they plan on releasing one, but I haven't heard back of them yet. So.
I used to live about 10 miles away from Red Bull Racing factory in Tilbrook, Milton Keynes.
Cool.
Interesting fact, yeah. Proximity. Important.
Yeah. I have to do a little sort of self promotion and say I've actually been to McLaren because my friend Nikki adores McLaren and she's quite well in with the McLaren team. So I've actually been to McLaren and been around McLaren works and been to the bits the public don't get to see. And she said, she says to me, she said, because I walked around and she said, it bugs me because you haven't got a clue what any of this is and you don't care about any of it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's still great fun. I'm walking around all the bits the public can't see. I got to look into the windows where they're doing all the secret stuff and I'm like, can't ever tell anybody about this. So I'm wildly taking pictures of all these McLaren cars that mean nothing to me. They're nice, but I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, you can take photographs over there, but just don't show them to anybody because that's all next year's car. And I'm like, cool.
Cool.
So I've been to McLaren. It's quite an impressive place. If you walk into the bit at the back where they actually make the cars, if you think of if you follow me on my personal Facebook page, if you don't follow me, tough. If you do already follow me on my personal Facebook page, in my galleries, there's a photo gallery of it somewhere. The actual factory at the back isn't a factory. It's like, imagine a clean room where everything's tiled in nice white clean tiles and everything is spotlessly clean. It's deadly quiet and they're building the cars. But it's like a clean room. It's really weird. It's not a factory at all. It's clean. It's bizarre. It's like a bathroom where they make cars.
Tony Black saying he enjoys building cars, just know nothing about them. I'm the same. I know nothing about cars.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed making the odd kit.
Well, I got to get a Ferrari last year. That was amazing.
You did what?
I got to get a Ferrari.
Ooh.
Yes, will you?
I might have put a few pictures up.
Yes, because I thought you
Yeah.
right, rotten. Yeah, can't say the
That was
weekend
cool.
out there. I was.
When I was doing my detailing job in years gone by, I think the only car that ever made an impression on me, because we worked on all kinds of stuff, and I was like, whatever. The only car that ever made an impression on me was a 1977 Pontiac Firebird, because it was factory original. Everything was factory original. Paint
Smoking
job,
the Bandit style.
no, it was. Was it a Firebird? Have I just made a complete arse of myself?
I don't know. It depends on the year.
It was 77. It was Formula something. I think I'd have to look at it. I think it was a 5. Anyway, it was factory original. Everything inside it was nothing had been added over the 40 years because it had basically been bought, done about 4,000 miles, and then been put in storage for 30 or 40 years. And then the guy over here bought it and brought it in for us to work on. Amazing. It's like that long. Gorgeous car. I'm like, please just start it. Nice.
Yeah, we were doing the interior for it was a replica AC Cobra because there's only got 2 real ones in the country or something. But oh man, it was so nice, eh? When he started it up, it was like, oh, yeah. Can I go for a drive? No.
No. No. Evil Monkey 79 says, I used to make parts. I've abbreviated his name without thinking. Evil Monkey 79. It just seems natural. It says he used to make parts for McLaren. Yeah.
Well,
I had no idea until about 3 or 4 years ago that Bruce McLaren was a Kiwi. I didn't know that.
He was what?
I was like, really? Bruce McLaren is Kiwi, New Zealander.
Oh.
I had no idea until about 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it was quite good because when I went to McLaren again, because my friend Nikki basically she's an artist and she did a load of art for McLaren and she's got a relationship with them, so she knows them all. And it's like, there's like the guy that runs McLaren, Bruce McLaren's there and giving a speech and talking, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then like there's Uncle Ron who like runs the the race team, and I'm like, I don't know who he is. Hello. I don't know who any of these people are, but I'll be simply impressed. But they're very nice cars. The macaroons were awful. Yeah,
I was just going to say you only went for the food.
Yeah, I did only go for the food. The booze was cheap and terrible. The champagne was rubbish. The cheap plonk, and the macaroons were like, It was like macaroons or bits of spongy, and it was like, yeah, that's from the local butty shop. That's not good.
All the joys of corporate hospitality.
Oh yes, very nice place though. It's powered by itself. Apparently, it's got a lake that its own power system. It's quite cool.
Which car factory is it that has that's so big it has its own climate inside and powers?
Disney.
Form inside the factory.
Earth.
Is it a
Disney.
Ferrari factory or something?
Probably is. Be one of the spanky places.
They have trees growing in there and everything.
Yeah, they have stuff like that. Yeah, because they try and maintain a natural sort of climate. But I'm not sure about clouds.
Alan Kelly says, not like me talking about the McLaren factory. He says, not like the old TVR factory when it was in Blackpool. That was mucky as hell. Yeah, because that was in Blackpool. Right, I have had a request, as everybody's probably just seen on screen, for a bio break. But what we'll do, what time is it? It's coming up to 11 o'clock anyway, so we're going for a couple of hours actually. So should we just wrap things up, I think? Basically, TK needs to go for a great big wee. Not that I like outing people on camera, but TK needs to go for a great big pee.
Just keep a bottle by the side of your desk.
Yeah, and then just look pleasantly at the camera and smile. What do you think, TK? Come back in a minute.
I'm worried I might drink it because I got several bottles. So.
Yeah, some of those are cleaner fluids, some of them ones you don't want to drink.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we'll tell you what then, seeing as because you've been like wolfing down the water anyway, that's probably not water. Shall we
Yeah, it's I've got my not vodka bottle, but it's
not vodka.
It's X20A.
Yeah, it could be thinner or any kind of spirits. Alrighty, we'll tell you what we'll do then. Let's to cater to your feeble old man's bladder. we'll probably wrap things up now anyway because it's been going for.
Yeah,
2
well,
hours.
I can return in like 5 minutes if everyone is still up for it. But
Well, I'll be honest and say I need to go for a pee as well. So just to take the edge off all of that. Let's wrap things up then because we've been going for a couple of hours.
yeah, nearly 2, I think.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's going to do. We've talked about almost bugger all about model making, and waffled incessantly on loads of other things. But we'll call it that. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hello, Ted. Your helmet's making noises. Evening, all.
Yeah, I do.
You don't realise how big they are till you see somebody you know wearing one, and then you realise it's like the size of a small child on your head.
Yeah, keep your booties under them. Keep your waterproof trousers and your booties under them.
You take it with you on the boat. Confuse the hell out of everybody. Anyway, yes, so thank you so much to everybody for watching. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's been completely disorganised chaos tonight. Then it always is. It just remains for me to thank my guests tonight, as always. Ant from Bashing Kits. Thank you very much for coming on.
See you later, everyone. Thanks for
Yay. Sergeant Captain Officer Ted from Skipper Scale Models.
Good night, all. Don't have nightmares.
Don't have nightmares. You're not on the BBC. TK from TK's Models. Thank you for coming along, dude.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Just clench it for another minute. We'll be there in a second.
Yeah,
And obviously, Will I'll talk really slow now. Will from Models by Will. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you, we'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll stop TK suffering. I'll talk twice as fast. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. The next one, when we do get around to it, will be a Patreon one. We're going to try and do. We've had a discussion, which means we've had some kind of organisational thing. We don't normally do that. We've decided what we might try and do is every second Saturday of the month we'll definitely do a podcast. And we'll vary it. One will be this one, the next one will be the Patreon, then this one, then the Patreon. And if we can fit others in around those, we'll do those ad hoc like this, but we'll definitely try and do one on the second Saturday of every month. Are we going for that, guys? Did we say we're going to go for that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Have I just cajoled you into that? Have I just said that on telly, so we haven't really got much choice?
Yeah.
Well, I think we agreed, Fox, and nobody else ever read it. So.
Well, their fault then. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and at least commit to one every second Saturday, and any others we can during the month. It's just really hard for us to get all together and record these because everybody lives in different parts of the world. So we shall do our best. But the next one will be a Patreon one, and then the one after that will come back to here. So thank you so much for watching. If you're not already in the Boom Hut, do go along and check out Boom Hut. It's home for you guys. It's your comfy lounge to hang out. It's open to everybody. It's facebook.com/groups/model Boom Hut. BOOMHUT. Go and check it out. Most of the people in these comments that I'm pointing at an iPad that you can't see, so there's no point. The comments are here if you're watching on YouTube. Most of these guys are probably from the Boom Hut. It's a really cool place. Go and hang out. But it just remains for me to say thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Go make something cool. And I don't know why I do that.
Good night.
Look, adios amoebas.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.